Most visitors walk past this painting in the Uffizi Gallery and think, must be Caravaggio. Brutal, dramatic, real, but they are wrong. This masterpiece is by Artemisia Gentileschi, one of the very few women artists in the entire gallery. And what you see here isn't just violence, it's experience, it's defiance, it's survival. The Uffizi is filled with men, their brushstrokes, their genius, their legacy. But how many women were allowed to paint, to be trained, to be paid, to be remembered? Almost none. Artemisia Gentileschi broke into that world, and she didn't whisper, she roared. Artemisia was born in Rome in 1593. She trained in her father's workshop, surrounded by canvas and oil and men. At just 17, she was raped by her tutor, Agostino Tassi. What followed wasn't protection, it was a trial and torture. Tassi promised to make it right by marrying her, because under Roman law, a rapist could avoid punishment by marrying his victim. And since he worked alongside her father, the plan almost worked. But then they found out Tassi was already married. Her father pressed charges, a radical act. During the trial, Artemisia was tortured with thumb screws to prove her honesty. She didn't break, she spoke her truth, and then she turned it into art. Judith Slaying Holofernes is one of the most violent paintings in the Uffizi, and one of the most powerful. Judith isn't hesitant, she isn't noble, she is in it. Sleeves rolled up, arm locked in action, and beside her, the maid. Not passive, not decorative, she is gripping Holofernes down, using her strength. It takes two women to overpower him. Artemisia doesn't hide Holofernes' strength. She amplifies it, so you understand the force and courage it took to bring him down. This is not stylist myth, this is embodied reality. Real struggle, real violence, real justice. But what's the story? Judith was a Jewish widow. Her city was under siege by the Assyrian army, led by General Holofernes. She entered the enemy camp, seduced him, waited until he was drunk, and then cut off his head. With that one act, she saved her people. Like David and Goliath, Judith became a symbol of the weak defeating the strong through courage, intelligence, and precision. In Renaissance Florence, Judith wasn't just a saint, she was a political icon. A republic standing up to popes and kings, Florence saw itself in her. Small but clever, vulnerable but brave. That's why Botticelli painted her, Donatello sculpted her, and Artemisia, she made her personal. And yet, most people think Artemisia's painting is by Caravaggio. The lightning, the blood, the tension, the dark. And yes, Caravaggio was Artemisia's great idol. She learned from his drama, his light and dark, his daring, but she went further. Caravaggio's Judith looks hesitant, distant. Artemisia's Judith is present, locked in, physically engaged. She feels the weight of the body. Her maid grips, strains, helps. This is not just theatrical violence. This is lived experience told from the inside. Caravaggio showed violence. Artemisia showed its reality and its cost. There are hundreds of women pictured in the Uffizi. Madonnas, muses, saints, nudes. But very few are painted by a woman. Artemisia is an exception. And her painting is not passive beauty. It's power, rage, strength.